Proactive closer or passive facilitator? Proactive closer or passive facilitator? In my travels, I see two different types of sales reps today. There are the elite sellers, and those elite sellers are what I call proactive closers. What do I mean by that? They're out ahead of things. They're already working down the road toward the close. They're anticipating any issues that may come up. For example, objections. They know the typical objections that come up, and they actually get them out on the table early and remove them rather than fumbling over these things later on. They also are adept at asking key questions, identifying issues, also showing the prospect that they need to address these issues urgently, or there's going to be some type of economic or perhaps personal consequence. And as a consequence, they move the deal along and move it to close faster than the weaker or mediocre salespeople. They're able to connect their solution to the problem, and they're able to show the prospect the potential benefits of working with them and what the future state is going to be like. They create a great and an engaging buying experience, the proactive closers. And at the end of the day, they convince the buyers to buy. We are paid to sell, to convince the buyers to buy. We don't want them to buy if there's not a good fit. But if there's a good fit, we must convince them. And that's what the elite sellers do. On the other side of the coin is what I call the passive facilitator. The passive facilitator thinks it's okay to go into a meeting, to ask a few questions, to get through the PowerPoint deck, to do the demo, and then to kind of turn it over to chance and happenstance, right? Doesn't really address the next steps, isn't proactive, isn't showing the buyer the vision, and then goes into kind of this follow-up mode where, it could be months and months and months of unanswered emails. There was no sense of urgency that was demonstrated on either side. And what happens is that these deals go into the quote-unquote no decision. The passive facilitators are just that. They're not sellers, they're facilitators. And we can pay a lot less money for facilitators than salespeople. You don't want to be a facilitator. Facilitators are sitting in the passenger seat of the car. The proactive closers are driving the car. They're in control of their destiny. They're in control of their quota, of their commissions, of their bank account, of their life. You need to move from a passive facilitator to a proactive closer if you are not one already. So think about this as you go about your sales game. How do you transition from a passive facilitator to a proactive closer? Peace.